Halford is a priority research destroyer from the Eagle Union and is a part of the Fletcher class of destroyer. She's only available from the Priority Research 7 series in the lab section of the game. Halford, unlike some of the other research ships, was an actual ship that existed and used in World War II. She was launched from the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard on the 29th of October 1942, commissioned on the 10th of April 1943, decommissioned on the 15th of May 1946, stricken on the 1st of May 1968, and was sold for scrap on the 2nd of April 1970. Halford did the usual tasks an American destroyer did in the Second World War. Here are her more interesting exploits. Was one of 3 Fletcher-class destroyers out of a planned 6 to be outfitted with a catapult launcher for a float plane, rather than a rear torpedo mount and third gun. The purpose of the float plane was to scout around the fleet that the destroyer was a part of, before being recovered by Halford. However, the configuration was found to be unsuitable for this purpose, and all 3 ships were reverted back to their original Fletcher-class specs. Was the flagship for Admiral Wilkinson's Green Islands Attack Force, and assisted in multiple landings and raids. To unlock and max out Halford's development level, you must have a total of 950 Eagle Union tech points, accumulate a total of 3 million experience with Eagle Union Vanguard ships, complete a total of 13 research projects, have 10 Tier 2 and 5 Tier 3 destroyer retrofit blueprints, have 20,000 coins, 5 wisdom cubes, and 508 of Halford's blueprints. Granted, you don't need most of the blueprints right now, but they will be used when she gets her fate simulation. In her character art, drawn by SHNVA, Halford wears a white and navy blue sleeveless gothic-made dress with double-breasted buttons and large bow with red accent at the front. Another bow around her neck, detached white and navy blue gloves, a white pleated skirt, white tights, black and red high-heeled shoes, a frilly navy blue headband with earphones, and a navy blue frilled umbrella. Her rigging consists of multiple blue and red diamond-shaped shields to her sides with white trim, one of the shields having a glass of wine in it to her right, and a aircraft catapult also to her right. Quintuple torpedo launcher to her left, a blue summoning circle underneath her with a mechanical bat underneath that, 2 float planes flying around her, and a large teddy bear with top hat and bandages over its eye, as well as destroyer main guns for hands behind her. In her voice lines, voiced by Yuri Igoma, Halford acts like she's a vampire lord. The voice files aren't currently available to download on the site I usually get them from, and I honestly can't be bothered to record them myself, so you gotta take my word for it. At level 125 with max affinity and development, Halford has 2,524 HP, 141 firepower, 349 torpedo, 257 aviation, 179 AA, 226 reload, 220 evasion, light armor, 45 speed, 247 accuracy, 0 luck, 242 anti-sub, and consumes 11 oil. Halford has 3 skills and an all-out assault, which focus on buffing herself. Halford's first skill, Nocturnal Judgment, at level 10, and when the battle starts, if Halford has Eagle Union gear equipped, she gets plus 20% aviation. Every 15 seconds, she targets a random enemy, priority given to humanoid ones, and decreases that enemy's evasion by minus 10% for 6 seconds, and launches a seaplane attack. If the seaplane hits the enemy targeted, they take plus 8% cannon damage for 6 seconds. Her second skill, Pedigree of Perfection, at level 10, gives Halford plus 30% evasion. If Halford doesn't have a seaplane equipped, she gets plus 15 torpedo and AA, takes minus 12% damage, and fires a special barrage every 15 seconds. If she does have a seaplane equipped, When Halford launches an odd number of airstrikes, she deploys a smoke screen that lasts for 5 seconds and gives plus 40% evasion rate for all ships within the smoke screen. When Halford launches an even number of airstrikes, she restores 4% of her max HP and extinguishes any burn effect that she has. Her third skill, Siren Killer, gives her plus 15% damage dealt to sirens. The recommended equipment for Halford is the twin 138.6mm MLE 1934, as it has a good amount of DPS against all armor types, the 533mm improved quad mag torpedoes, since they're the best homing torpedoes, the prototype F8F Bearcat float, or the twin 57mm L60 Bofors for the best Eagle Union float plane or best AA gun respectively, the repair toolkit as it gives passive healing, the bubbly boily chef which also passively heals, and the dual swords for a buff to firepower and evasion. Halford is what I'd best describe as the best ship you can pair with Anchorage. That's not to say or imply that she's bad on her own, same going for Anchorage, but more that the two bring the best out of each other. This is primarily due to both of their skills, with Halford's S1 debuffing enemies to make them less evasive and take more damage, which allows Anchorage to easily hit her S1's torpedoes, as well as Halford's S2, which allows Halford to switch between a focus on torpedo and AA, or on seaplanes, with seaplanes, in my opinion, being the better of the two options due to her S2 deploying a smokescreen and healing Halford when she's equipped with one. If you even time it right, you can have Halford or Anchorage's smokescreen deploy, then have the other smokescreen after the first expires, giving a good chunk of evasion to both while inside it. As for the cons, there's the obvious one of the amount of time, effort, grinding, and resources that you need to put in to get a PR ship like Halford, on top of getting all the blueprints to get her to Dev Level 3 and Fate Sim 5 in the future. There's also a sort of jack-of-all-trades thing going on as well, as both her S1 and S2 buff a stat or two of hers, but it's either not buffed by much, or you have to choose between the effects based on what Halford has equipped, or if Halford is equipped with a certain type of equipment. Overall, she's a pretty good evasion tank that pairs very well with Anchorage, and does even better in an Eagle Union fleet. Medium priority to raise. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Girls Frontline videos as well.